Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, if I had to ask you if I had performed at 99.4% on something, would you consider that I was successful? Now, if I were an air traffic controller and I had 99.4% landing success for my planes, maybe. If I were a surgeon and I had that rate of success for heart transplants, or what if I was customer service manager for a multi-million-dollar company and I had that rate for my largest client as their satisfaction. This question makes us see the importance of perfection and when it comes to survival of a business, or dare we say it, of another life. In my case, it was none of these, but we'll come back to that a little later. Outside of Toastmasters, in my professional background, I've been an accountant for over 14 years. And in the next few minutes, I will give you an overview of a number of my noteworthy attributes, which I hope that I can contribute professionally, not just to future jobs, but to committees, social clubs, teams, charities, or organizations such as here at Toastmasters. Teams can be very powerful to reach common goals, and I'm a supportive team player of the group's goals and its leaders. When input is welcomed and I have ideas, I share my thoughts. When new people join the group, I'm happy to reach out to them and make them feel welcome. Furthermore, in work settings, I've been an excellent mentor. Is team or group leadership for me? From what is known as the temperament test, most leaders are choleric, while I'm a melancholy phlegmatic. Phlegmatics are usually laid back, but are seen as good leaders when people are weary of dictators or micromanagers. My dominant trait is melancholy, which is characterized by diligently working through commitments day after day and week after week. The melancholies are excellent complements to cholerics because cholerics tend to exhibit the strengths of leadership, vision, and design. When they finish implementing one project, they're already working on the next one. And melancholies are dutifully coming along and just completing projects and working on them to their completion. That area is where my comfort level and strength is. So I have concluded that I am at my best when I'm not leading, but in a pinch. I can be altruistic, and as long as I'm needed, I will be the right person to lead the team. As an accountant, when I had to produce statements for clients every day, it was extremely important to be accurate all the time. To do so, I learned the discipline of checking my work before submitting it, which I've not stopped doing. Here it comes now. Later, in a different role, my skills in detail and accuracy were at 99.4%. Missed the cue, I guess. It wasn't perfect, but it wasn't critical either that I be at 100% because it was not for outsiders. Out of the 10,400 items that I was handling, I only missed saving changes on 60. Upon revisiting these items after several weeks' work, I was up to 100% within 20 minutes. That work contract was so efficient and so successful that we were over 4 weeks ahead of the budgeted schedule, and my boss had to repeatedly give me extra work to complete that final week. In my work as an accountant, account reconciliation is one of the main ways I demonstrate skills in problem solving. When irregular activity is found, it must be addressed, and I take appropriate action so that it may be resolved as quickly as possible. To do so, I leverage my skills, people skills, by asking questions to those who are responsible and giving time for resolution as they advise. I am persistent and usually get results, but sometimes I have no choice but escalate it to the next level. In work and in my personal life, my two core values are integrity and humility. Integrity in my work means that the numbers are based on real transactions and the accruals are rational and reasonable. Integrity in my life means simply that I'm not a fraud. I'm the same person when everyone's watching me, and I'm the same person when no one's watching me. Humility is not something that I have to work on developing. I've always been the same person that I am, and I've never considered myself better than anyone of a different race, a different economic status, or whatever category people may use to divide themselves from one another. Oh, I see now that my real and reasonable time limit is drawing to a close. Thanks everyone for your attention, and I look forward to more opportunities with this team to develop additional skills in leadership, communication, and maybe even mentoring, as I've already done in work situations. As you now know, I'm extremely detailed. So punchline is so good. Okay.
Finish it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just read it. As you now know, I am detailed for the most tedious jobs when they arise. I do feel I have strong solving skills, but at this point I'm not ready to solve this new one for you. If Devendra shows himself to be a tyrant and you want to remove him, and my humble opinion, my real rational and reasonable thought is that some other non-melancholy member would be best in a 99.4% likelihood, honestly. Mr. Toastman.